Hey guys, I'm Dov, and today I'm back with more Total War Warhammer 2 online action. Today we're back with the High Elves, going to be taking on the Beastmen. This is another game from the Flash tournament I played in on Turn's channel a while back. I'm taking the High Elves against King of the Dead, so let's go ahead and get to the army compositions. I've got Allarielle the Radiant here up on her Eagle. It's one of the few Lord options that I do like to take on the Eagle, mostly because she doesn't have any better options, in my opinion. Pause Protection, Earthblood, we've also got her 3 items as well. 2 Allarielle Reaver Archers on this side, one of them the Heralds of the Wind. 2 on this side, we've got 3 units of Dragon Princes, one of which is the Fireborn, and 4 Spearmen. For King of the Dead, he's got the Regiment of Renowned Cygor, front line of 3 Bestscore with the Koroks Man-Rippers in the center, 2 Minotaurs with shields, 3 Ungor Spearmen herds scattered around, a single Ungor Raider, Morker the Shadow Gave, and a Bray Shaman Lore of Wild. So without further ado, let's get the battle underway. I'm going to be obviously maneuvering up and around my forces, and once again notice that the balance of power is completely broken in favor of the Beastmen, heavily in the favor of the Beastmen before the battle even starts. So once again, Beastmen proving to be completely and utterly broken. We are going to dive Allarielle down here though onto this Ungor Spearman herd and try and alpha strike them with these Allarielle Reavers just to take them off the field as quickly as possible. Start to kind of clip the wings of this formation here. We come in for a quick charge, don't quite rout them off unfortunately, and then pull away. Over here, though, this is a huge mistake by me. I actually get hit by the Warp Gaze by the Heralds of the Wind. I didn't realize I was close enough to be in range for the Warp Gauge for the Eyes of Morsleep there. And then the Butchers of Kalkengard and these Destroyers of Drakwall, the Regiment of Renowned Spearmen, are just going to tear the Heralds of the Wind apart. So this is a big loss for me early on. I really need these Heralds of the Wind as much as possible, especially with how small of a High Elf army I have. I can't afford to lose any units, and those Heralds of the Wind already getting routed off there is very, very rough. That being said, though, over on this other side, we're getting caught up a little bit. Reaver Archers not quite able to get away in time. We are going to drop that Earthblood to try and heal him back up. But again, taking some early unnecessary losses due to miss micro there. Very micro-intensive build. You can see these other Allarielle Reaver Archers try and charge in here, but again, not going to do that well. Going to have to pull away here and take some unnecessary losses. That being said, the surround is starting to tighten for the Beastmen, so we should be able to start getting some good engagements here. Very nice block, though, pulling back these Butchers of Kalkengard, who the Fireborn had been pathed onto, and blocking with the Destroyers of Drakwall here, though they are going to take a nasty charge from multiple directions here with the Dragon Princes and some of these other units coming in. We're going to also path around to the Butchers of Kalkengard, who did get a Mantle of Garok from that Bray Shaman Lore of Wild. Very nicely played there. Going to drop the Star of Averlon to try and heal up everyone in this pocket. So a very pitched engagement going down. Meanwhile, over here, the Dragon Prince is charging in on the best score there. Allarielle Reaver Archers pushing up and around the back here. Going to be delivering a nice rear charge, hopefully shutting down these Ungor Raiders. Allarielle comes down to go after that Bray Shaman Lore of Wild, which she should be able to finish off. Meanwhile, in this match here, we've been able to mostly destroy the Destroyers of Drakwall. Trade more or less evenly with the Minotaurs, which is not exactly what I wanted. We managed to take down a couple of the unit models there at the Butchers of Kalkengard, but still, going to have to pull all my cavalry away here for the most part and just take the engagements wherever I can. Allarielle coming back around for another cycle charge. Should be able to rout off that Bray Shaman Lore Wild, so a little bit of an advantage there. But you can see the balance of power has tipped already even more heavily against me than it already was, which is not that hard. It's not that far to go, but anyway, a nice charge coming in from these Dragon Princes here. Going to be hopefully shutting down these Bestscore. Unfortunately, they're still holding their leadership together. A lot of my units are starting to get pretty low. Koroks Man-Rippers coming to try and block here, but another very nice Warp Gaze from that Eye of Morsleep there, catching my Dragon Princes there. Those Fireborn going to get dragged down by the Minotaurs, the Shields, the Koroks Man-Rippers, and more. Meanwhile, Allarielle's flying around trying to stabilize things. Honestly, she should come over and sit right on top of these Fireborns to get extra physical resistance, but we drop an Earthblood over here to heal up these Dragon Princes and these Chaos Spawn here, or sorry, the Spearmen as they fight against the Chaos Spawn. So things are honestly looking pretty desperate. That being said, we've still got plenty of time left in the battle here. Still plenty of mobile units with which to kind of hit and run. Come in, try and do some damage to the Butchers of Kalkengard. Do a little bit. They're still at 10 unit models though, so relatively rough stuff. The Fireborn are going to come over here, shut down these Ungor Raiders. Allarielle going to come shut down the Bray Shaman Lore Wild here before he can cast another spell. It looks like he actually got knocked over before he was able to cast another spell there. Dragon Princess continuing to cycle charge these Bestigor in the front line. Unfortunately, just not able to route them off in time. Allarielle Reavers have come back from route in certain pockets. In other pockets, we're having to pull away from Minotaurs with shields. You can see my opponents coming in to start collapsing on the various units of Dragon Princes. So it is going to be a pretty long, atrocious game. The balance power is way out of it, though. It's going to be very tricky for me to come back. To that effect, though, we're dropping the Earthblood on a bunch of the Dragon Princes here. Clean miss there from the Eye of Morsleep. And we're going to start to circle around, so to speak, and prepare for the final engagement. So we'll fast forward a little bit, through this late game engagement as we kind of circle things up a little bit. And yeah, you can see the Beastmen forces unifying. I'm just trying to use the last of my ammo here on the Allarielle Reavers. Another clean miss there from the Eye of Morsleep. So yeah, at this point, it's all a matter of can we get enough of these units routed off. You can see the Butchers of Kalkengard come in for a quick charge for these Spearmen and then immediately back away. The Butchers of Kalkengard, or sorry, the Koroks Man-Rippers getting in here. Another very nice Warp Gaze on those Dragon Princes. The Fireborn are going to pull away there, but that Warp Gaze, man, my opponent's been very on point using it at the right time in the right situations, but ooh, a very nice hit from the Cygor there on those Allarielle Reavers. We are going to drop another Earthblood and, in fact, another Star of Averlorn in this pocket to heal up the Fireborn and the Dragon Princes. We did come back countercharge, and we've taken down the Butchers of Kalkengard down to 8 unit models, 7 unit models. Allarielle charges down and actually hits another one in the back down to 6 unit models. With the Allarielle Reaver Archer fire, we might even be able to route them off. Allarielle's pathing through very aggressively. At this point, the other unit of Minotaurs are fighting the other Dragon Princes. So, yeah, we actually do route off those Butchers of Kalkengard. So it's like, okay, maybe we can start to come back here if we can start to route some units off. So we're going to fast forward a little bit more as we chase away the Butchers of Kalkengard with the Dragon Princes. We're chasing away the Ungor Spearman herd with my Allarielle Reavers. So we're going to try and chase them down and shatter them. Didn't quite shatter the Ungor Spearman herd, but we did shatter the Butchers of Kalkengard there. So now we're going to form up again for another surround charge from each side. And anywhere where the Koroks Man-Rippers are not, that's where my cavalry is going to want to be. So you can see we charged in on these Bestigor here and these Bestigor here, but not on the Koroks Man-Rippers. Cause protection going down the Dragon Princes to give them a bit more melee defense and extra armor and stuff. Allarielle also comes down to try and deal with these Minotaurs here. Another cycle charge coming back around. The Minotaurs are the biggest threat here besides the Eye of Morsleep, so we're going to try and take them down most aggressively. You can see their leadership is getting pretty low. Likewise with this unit of Bestigor getting very low. So the balance power creeping back towards even, and the fact that we can get this full surround and get rear charges from multiple angles is definitely beneficial at this point. So we'll continue to fast forward slightly as we kind of cycle back around and yeah, kind of reform our forces once again. It's going to be a pretty long grindy game at this point, trying to snipe out all these routing units and just kind of break things off the periphery. But at this point we've got the 2 units, Bestigor herd, Koroks Man-Rippers relatively healthy, and 1 more unit of Minotaurs with, of course, the Eye of Morsleep and Morkurs still. So now we're going to get in another cycle. Coming straight in, the Koroks Man-Rippers were not braced there, so they actually took a pretty solid amount of damage from that charge. Meanwhile, this unit of Bestigor on the other side probably going to get routed off here. And again, any unit that routes off, I'm going to try my best to path in with units to chase them and keep them from coming back, because every unit we can snipe off here will be very beneficial. Another big Alpha Strike coming in, an Earthblood coming down to heal all the units which aren't already at their healing cap. The Dragonborn and one of the units of Dragon Princes are at their healing cap, unfortunately. But yeah, you can see we're able to wear away those 2 units of Bestigor, and unfortunately I do make another pretty critical mistake here in not actually chasing them down effectively. You can see these Bestigor come out and over here and actually rally. If I had used these Reaver Archers to chase them down, they would not have come back from routing, and that would have been very beneficial for me. We do finish off the other unit of Minotaurs though, so we'll fast forward a little bit more. You can see my opponent did unify those Bestigor with the rest of the force, so if I had been able to chase them off, it would have left only the Koroks Man-Rippers and the Eye of Morsleep, which still would have been difficult to take down, but I think I probably could have done it. At this point, it's going to be doubtful as to whether I can actually finish this off or not, but we're going to come around for one more Alpha Strike after finishing off those last few routing units. We're going to bring it around one more time here. You can see my opponent repositioning his Koroks Man-Rippers. Obviously, they're going to be the MVPs in this late game situation, dragging down what's last of the heavy cavalry and the light cavalry, too, for the High Elves. So here comes the final engagement. Spearmen charge in. Dragon Princes and Allarielle Reavers charging from all sides. One more Earthblood here to help heal things up. And is it going to be enough? The other Bestigor are going to round off here. Korok's Manrippers taking a ton of damage. We're going to cycle out one more time and try and cycle back in. Unfortunately, the Terror is becoming an issue, and Allarielle's just not able to get enough damage done against Morker. She has okay combat stats, particularly with her charge bonus. She'll be able to do quite a bit against Morker there, but at the end of the day, it's just not quite enough. We are wearing down the Korok's Manrippers, though, with repeated charges. You can see their leadership's getting pretty low at this point, but it's just not going to be enough at the end of the day to take them out. So, yeah, honestly, the early mistakes with my Allarielle Reavers definitely cost me. If I had been able to keep them online until this late game situation and use their arrows more effectively to do more damage throughout the battle, we would have been able to win in this very pitched late game situation, but unfortunately, as it stands right now, it's going to be very difficult for me to come back, especially with various units shattering and so on. We're going to come in and get some good damage done on the Eye of Morslave with a little rear charge there, but again, those Korok's Manrippers, there's just too many of them to deal with at this point. The infantry support's all gone, so we'll fast forward a little bit as Allarielle makes her final dive here and is going to get beaten down. Final charge of the Dragon Princess as well, fighting down to their last 4 unit models at their healing cap. Yeah, they're going to finally run away there with about 3 unit models left, 2, maybe even less, but yeah, at this point it's going to be GG. So well played to my opponent. Hope you guys enjoyed watching that one. Very, very narrow defeat, the narrowest of defeats, in fact. 2 King of the Dead there. So honestly, if I hadn't have made those mistakes early on with the Allarielle Reaver archers, I probably could have won that battle. Still, though, very well played to King of the Dead. His Minotaur play was on point, perpetually pulling them back, screening out with the anti-large units. He did that several times and managed to catch my Dragon Princes on the back hoof a number of different times, which is definitely beneficial for him. You can still see, even still, the Dragon Princes managed to rack it up. 88, 99, and 110 kills. The Allarielle Reaver archers didn't quite perform as well, and that's really where the struggles were, especially those Heralds of the Wind. That's 1,000 points that was pretty much wiped out almost immediately. So very nice use of the Warp Gaze there, and yeah, I definitely shouldn't have come so far into range with them. But anyway, you live and learn. For my opponent, the Bestigor did quite well, one of them at least. Korok's Manrippers, of course, being absolute MVPs in the late game there. His Minotaur play was definitely on point. I was able to take them both down at the end of the day, but the Korok's Manrippers and the Eye of Morslave, just absolute MVPs. That Warp Gaze and 119 kills from throwing rocks, and then 83 kills from the Korok's Manrippers. And granted, that's against a pretty small high elf army, so quite impressive there. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you do like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button so every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.